Yeah, so this is my 27th year in policing, and this has probably been one of the most memorable summers I've ever had. The FIFA World Cup was amazing for our city, and seeing us come together and put on an amazing event over about 6 weeks was just tremendous. 2 years of planning, all coming together over a course of a time period was just amazing. Plus, we're seeing some great reductions in some of our crimes that our community is most worried about: homicides and shootings and break-ins, car break-ins, car thefts are down, and we're seeing ourselves trending and really in the right direction. Most notably, the month of June was a month where we saw no homicides for that month, and that's the first time that's happened in over 50 years. And I really think that's really a testament to resilience and to what we can do when we all work together. A lot of people coming together to make that work, and we hope that we'll be able to continue that with continued partnerships. No, always, if you have more information, you can do more with that. But, the mayor did make a promise to the community, and she's fulfilling that. She did allow us to use the cameras when we needed them the most, when we were seeing about 100,000 people in the stadium district, and I am grateful for that. We had some intelligence that we shared with her, and she made a public safety decision. I really, really appreciate that. As far as the cameras, it is important to note that she is conducting an experiment with NYU to look at the efficacy of those cameras, and I think that's a great direction. As someone who embraces evidence-based policing, I always think that it's great that we can have good information. And so we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to be out there. We're going to continue to partner with people, use cameras if we can from some of our businesses that want to be great cooperators with us in order to keep people safe. Yeah, we still have our cameras on Aurora. We still have our cameras downtown, and we still have our cameras in the Chinatown International District. No, we don't really talk about it because, our positions are clear. And, when there's research going on, my job is to provide the data so that the researchers can make an informed decision. Yeah, I think that more information regarding crime, where it's occurring, people who may be involved, is always better than less information. But again, at this point, it's a policy decision in the mayor's hands. But the good news is we will have some research so that she can make an informed decision. I think it should happen before the end of the year. They have been here, and they've had a great visit with us. We've given them all the information that they need, and so now we just are eagerly anticipating the research findings. Yeah, so I think number one, whenever we see an increase in crime, no matter where it is in our city, that is something that we take very, very seriously. So no matter where it's happening, we often look at that and determine what adjustments we need to make and what partnerships we need to create. That is what I believe, and we've always policed that way since I've been here. But some of the things that we've done in the area of like 12th and Jackson is that we now have a police neighborhood resource officers there. We have a sergeant and four that's dedicating 40 hours of their time to create activities in that particular area that is intended to prevent crime. We also have a great detective unit that are working really, really hard to identify criminals and get them apprehended. We're making some changes. We're moving some of our specialty units over to investigations so that can be like a second set of eyes and a second set of hands to make sure that when criminals are identified, that we can bring them to justice. And so it really is a whole of government approach to where we're seeing some of the crimes increases in and around our city. Yeah, the message is, reach out to us. We're certainly trying to give good advice when it comes to crime prevention through environmental designs. Oftentimes with businesses, they're in the business of what they're doing. They're not in the business of understanding that where you put certain things could contribute to people getting in the windows or perhaps using decorative rocks to smash things and things of that nature. And so we're making good strides. We're working with that. We're doing emphasis patrols, which people hear about a lot. But not only that, we're measuring those We have a particular metric that we're using now where we're trying to give 20 minutes of patrol activity in these areas, and then we try to come back within the next hour and continue that throughout the shift. And so we're trying to deter crime, and most importantly, we're trying to apprehend people in the act. Yeah, well, you really can't do more with less. And unfortunately, we cannot be in every neighborhood all the time, nor would people want that. But we do try to respond quickly. Officers responded there within minutes and tried to help assist with that. But we also need our community members to be responsible. Hey, if you're going to have fireworks, you're not supposed to have them. The least you can do is not aim them at other people, because it is very, very serious. People could get hurt, property could be damaged, fires could happen with that. We need people to be more responsible, right? And so community safety, public safety is everyone's responsibility, and people need to be more conscious of their behaviors. Yeah, staffing is looking really, really good. We were told by the city budget office to make sure that we can hire the number that we were allocated in last year's budget, and we're trying to do that. Currently, we've hired about 87 police officers year to date, which is really good. Just halfway through this year, 11 of those officers have been laterals. That means that officers chose to leave their existing agencies and come and work for the Seattle Police Department. But what I'm most proud of is that our retention numbers have slowed tremendously since before I arrived, and I think that's great. My focus is on retaining the officers that we have, and we do that by investing in them. We do that by investing in our wellness unit, making sure that officers are well physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And we do that with our wellness unit, making sure that they're supervised appropriately. We're running supervisor courses on leadership, trust-centered leadership, and other things. Even our commanders, we have 2 commanders now that are in Boston at Harvard and Boston College studying, doing the Senior Management Institute for Police, so that we can come back and be better leaders and be better managers for the city and for the police officers that we work with. Because it is nowhere near the time it takes from someone who has to come to the academy 6 months and come out and go through field training. And so to have 11 people that can come on and within a matter of weeks, they're out in their car on their own doing great work is great. In fact, I talked to a lateral recently who was really excited about getting on their own, and this lateral had more time in policing than their trainer did. And they said, hey, this is great. I have a great relationship with this person, but I'll be ready soon. Yeah, that number is a sliding scale, because if officers do not leave, which we hope they don't, or retire, then that means that the number of officers that we are planning on hiring, we can reduce that number. So we have about 200 officers or applicants in backgrounds now, and so that means that they've completed everything. If they clear backgrounds, we can make them an offer contingent on making sure that we hit the number that we're allocated with. If I had a crystal ball, I would be able to tell you, but I am confident of this. I am more focused on the inputs than I am on the outcomes. We present those outcomes to people. We let them know what that looks like. But just like in business, you wouldn't invest in a business because they had one good month or one good quarter. We have to look at it over a long period of time. But when you think about the support that we get as a police department, it's because of the things that we do daily. And so we're focusing on making sure that we can get out of our cars. We're focusing on making sure that our police neighborhood resource officers are connecting with the community and other parts of the government. We're focused on every single day being responsive to 911 calls, making sure that we can help people who are in crisis, making sure that we're looking at data and analytics daily. We're focused on those inputs and those outcomes. We want to report those through the newsletter, but the way we get there is by focusing on the things that we need to do daily in order to be successful. Yeah, I think since 1998 and Lawrence Sherman talking about evidence-based policing for the first time, really, making that a phrase or a thing, people have been looking for the one magic bullet that's going to give you the type of community safety that you want. And it's never just one thing. It's never just an increase in officers. It's never just making the right arrest. It is a combination of things. Certainly having more officers working during operations, making sure people who are wanted for gun crimes are taken into custody. That is great. but the community partnerships, the problem solving that we do each and every single day, and making sure that we can analyze crime directly, effectively, so that we can put our officers where they need to be the most, is probably the thing that I would point to. I'm happy with the numbers of our homicide clearance rates, and right now it stands at over 70%. The national average is about 61%, and so we are, for the second straight year since I've been here, above the national average in clearance rates. And to me, that is a direct relationship with what we have with our community. You cannot solve crimes without community input. It's not like it is on TV where we find this one great thing, and sometimes that happens, but usually it's community input. It's working with others, it's working together as a team, and I'm very proud of our detectives. They work extremely hard. In some other areas, we don't have as high of a clearance rate because of the volume of work that we have, and so we're working on that, and we're working to make sure that we can give victims the justice that I think they deserve. Yeah, I would say, come to the Our City, Our Safety meetings, come to our business meetings. We just met with a group of businesses in Ballard to express their concern. You have a department that is willing to listen and to adjust accordingly to what we see in the neighborhoods as far as crime is concerned. But what I will say to every single one is that this police department is not perfect. No police department is. We understand that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We're still trying to operate within the criminal justice system. Although we bear the most responsibility for public safety, we still have courts and community corrections and things that we have to work with in order to make sure that people get the level of safety and security. But we are relentless in our pursuit to partner with our community to bring community safety, and we're going to continue to do that. I truly am proud of the work that we have done since I've been here, and that is officers and professional staff. And I always make it a point to say that, because our professional staff, they help to create public safety, from public records requests that people need in order to go about their day and to get justice, to our public information office that makes sure that our community can make informed decisions about their own public safety, to our crime prevention coordinators and our crime prevention officers and our community safety officers who do not wear a badge and gun, but do just as much as we all do to make sure that people are safe. And I think that is really the message that I want to leave with the people of Seattle on today. This police department is a holistic police department where we do not rely just on a badge and a gun to solve problems. We have community partners from LEAD to our community violence interrupters. We appreciate all the work that we get from our community partners, too many to name, and we're going to continue to do that, and we're willing to partner with anyone that wants to work toward a safer Seattle.